What's up, you guys? Welcome back, Mr. Eddie Barber, to the YouTube Barber Academy. Now, today is a happy day because I finally managed to get rid of Booksie. Now, for those of you guys who might not know, Booksie is sort of the leading barber software for barbers to book appointments. The days of the walk-ins are done, and now with the new age of COVID, it's going to be nearly impossible to conduct your shop in a walk-in way the way that we used to. Let's say you have 2 barbers, 3 barbers, and every barber has a couple people waiting for them. Your waiting room's going to fill up like that. And that's just not going to work out. So many of us are searching for alternatives to try to book our appointments so that we can have one client in the shop per barber and so on and so forth. And this will reduce the amount of people in your shop greatly, thus keeping you a little bit safer. So for a long time, I've been unhappy with Booksie, and I started doing some research, and I found a much better alternative, and that's what today's video is all about. So let's just get into it. Okay, before you guys take the long knives out on me, because I know Booksie has a lot of high profile people, a lot of people like Booksie, so I'm just going to describe to you guys my experience with Booksie. It wasn't the price, it wasn't really anything like that. Basically what happened with me and Booksie was there was many features that I sort of wish was there that wasn't, such as lunch breaks. I never get a lunch break, and if I don't think about it ahead of time, I can't put in that time reservation every day throughout the week. I found a service called Bookedin, and Bookedin is who I'm going to talk about. I'm going to tell you guys more about them later, but let's get to the point about why I left Booksie. Why would you leave such a powerful software? It's true, so let's go through the reasons. Number 1, all the reviews you get on Booksie, they're worthless, because the moment you leave Booksie, they're gone like that. I wish that Booksie would have given us a link to put a review on our Google page, that way you would own it, but they don't. Number 2, you can't just export your client list. You should have heard this phone call. You would think that I was the first one to ever ask for their client list. They were beside themselves. And he had to hang up and he had to put me on hold for like 10 minutes. And then he comes back and he goes, "Okay, sir, I'm going to teach you how to import your client list." I'm like, I don't need to import it. I need to export it. I'm trying to get rid of this service. And well, long story short, you can call them and they will eventually send you a file with all your stuff. But there is no simple way to do it on their website. Okay. Number 3, the biggest reason, probably the main reason why I left Booksie was because stupidly, I enabled a feature called Boost. Now, I didn't know what Boost was 100%, but I read what it said. With Boost, essentially what happens is you take priority over other barbers who are using Booksie. So you are paying them to basically get more clients, right? I totally get that. I understand that. I never had a problem with that. They take 30% out of your list price. Now, this is crazy because this gets off like a runaway train. You couldn't imagine the stuff that wound up starting to happen. So I have my bank statement sitting here, and I can tell you guys exactly what goes on, all right? So this is the beginning of the Boost thing. I started to notice, obviously I'm getting charged, that's fine. I noticed I was being charged for a lot of customers that were already mine. That's fine, because I know you can go in there and you can dispute it. However, I was unaware of that fact when I very first signed up. And then when I got my first invoice, it said you were only charged $49.99. That was literally the only thing they sent me when they emailed out the invoices. This is the most shady thing I have ever seen, because on that invoice, it should list all those Boost charges, but it doesn't. And my Boost charges, this is just for the month of March, as follows. One was $18.90. I do not have a service where 30% would equal $18.90, and that was on the 2nd. Okay, on the 9th, they hit me twice for $7.50. On the 11th, they hit me for $12. On the 13th, they hit me for $18. So on the 16th, this is where it gets interesting. On the 16th is where it gets interesting. They hit me for $22.50, and then they hit me for $12, and then they hit me for $7.50 in the same day. So you mean to tell me that when a client books with me, you guys are already taking it out of my account, not only that day, but literally almost that minute that it comes in, not even really giving me time to dispute it so that I can later refund it. So to make a long story short, I had to untangle all this web, this whole web, and in February, I wound up paying an extra $59.70. That seemed fair. That was cool. But in March is when it gets really interesting. I had to pay an extra $240, and now I had to start looking into this. So I'm just going to caution you guys, and I'm going to say this. Listen, Booksy is a good service. It does what it's supposed to do. It's fine. But if you choose to enable the boost feature, you really need to be made aware of a couple of things. You will not get an invoice. You will have to be the one to hunt down these charges and make sure that they're correct. And no one at Booksy will really be able to explain to you what happened if you let enough time pass. So after about 5 phone calls, talking to a couple people who had no idea what was going on, I finally got a hold of a manager. I pointed out all the stuff that was going on, and she seen that there was some mistakes, and these were mistaken charges. Thankfully, they refunded me. Probably one of the shadiest things about doing business, because when I do business, I need to have a book that balances. I need to have numbers that make sense. I need to have receipts that I can hand my accountant and say, listen, that's what that charge was. That's what that charge was. Well, what about the $240 worth of charges that you occurred in the month of May and you have no explanation for it? So, gone are the days of Booksy and gone is my trouble. And here is now my new booking service. I absolutely love what's going on here with Bookedin. So let's head over to their site and let's check them out. Let's just head over to bookedin.com. That's Bookedin.com. I'm going to leave you guys a link down in the bottom. We're going to talk about that in a minute. You're going to get a little discount if you choose to use my link to log in with. Okay, you guys, I'm going to go to a day where there is no clients, and I'm not trying to put any of my clients' information out here. I just want to show you guys how simple this is. Okay, so here's the way we can look at all our business hours. We can look at our split. We can look at our day, the day view for Edward, for me. Okay, so this is Sunday, and I'm not working today, but it is very simple to book an appointment. We could just literally click right here. This is all your client gets. It's this simple. You pick the service. How about we pick the Carol Baskin, where we fade you to the Tigers. So I picked the Carol Baskin service. It's just a fade. I'm just having fun with it. And you type in your client information, Joe Schmo. Okay, Joe Shame, whatever. And you type in the email and the phone number. The moment you hit book it, this client will receive an instant text message, and he will also receive a text message prior to his service. It really gets no easier than this. And then what I really love about this, probably one of my favorite things about this, is if I go to my business hours and I go to change weekly business hours, one thing you can do is you can actually add another time slot so that you can have your lunch always available, so that you never have to worry about missing lunch again. And it's really something that's important to me, especially with dieting and exercising and just trying to keep myself happy and safe and healthy. Now, one of the other features, this is stuff that Booksy just did not have. They didn't have like month views where I could like literally go through and figure this out super easy. And let's say that there's a day that there's a time that I want to take off, right? I can just literally go to the 5th, this Tuesday, and I can click make unavailable. Simple as that. And you know what? The app that they use for their phone is literally just as easy. So these people who own Bookedin are like super nice, down to earth people. I spoke with some of the developers, and they're pretty excited to be bringing new features to us. So I suggested a few new features, and I'm really excited to see them grow. And I'm excited for our relationship to go forward and stuff like that. So I just wanted to put out a quick video to tell you guys about Bookedin, to let you guys know that if you're looking for appointments and you just want something simple, listen, I've been using this now for a couple days, and all my older clients took to it like that. It was super easy to switch from Booksy. It was a much bigger ordeal in my mind than it actually was physically to do. I was able to send out a message blast on Booksy to all my clients and let them know that I'm switching. And then I was able to export my client list and import it into, actually, I didn't really even need any help at all. It was so simple with Bookedin. I was able to put all my clients into Bookedin, and you can send them a message blast as well. Boom, let them know what you're doing. Tell people on your social medias. So if you guys want to try Bookedin, just click that link down below. Use my link. You'll get a little discount. You can check them out, and they even offer a free package. So from time to time, I'm going to keep doing little videos to talk about these people. I'm going to talk about the different services, and I'll walk you guys through the entire website as I begin to learn more about it myself. So for now, this is the YouTube Barber Academy. I'm Mr. Eddie Barber, and I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me for a little bit, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace. Wait a minute, before you guys go, I want to invite you to hit that bell, hit subscribe, and stick around because we're going to go live all the time. It's far more interactive, it's a lot more intuitive, you'll learn a lot more, and we'll go through this video and many others as we continue to grow. We build off each lesson from the last week, so don't miss out on that opportunity. It's free, it's fun, and we're going to have a good time and a lot of guests, and we do giveaways. So I encourage you guys, hit subscribe. Other than that, man, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Peace.